On today's episode of Video Marketing Madness, we're going to discuss video in email. And speaking of videos, today's episode is made possible by our good friends at Movo. Coming today from the RVG studio, powered by Movo, we want to tell you all about the great things that they have available for you. From studio mics to desktop USB mics to microphones that you attach to your smartphone like lapel mics and shotgun mics. They also have lights and stands and everything else that you would need to shoot professional video, even if you're just shooting with your smartphone. Want to check out all this great stuff? Then head on over to raiselinks.com/Movo and check it all out today. And with that, let's hit the funky music.
He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy.
It's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy. I'm Steve Sleeper. Landing page is govmm.com. Fourth or fifth week in a row, we don't have a Facebook Live. We're waiting for updates to Memo Call.
That's right.
Yeah. So what I do when I'm done here is I slap a slide on it and upload it to YouTube and make sure it's no more than 250 meg and all that good stuff. So if you want to listen on YouTube, you can. Otherwise, we are available on your favorite podcatcher, including Apple Podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review, please.
Now I got a question for you, Steve. What's the 250 megabyte thing you speak of?
There is a... I was looking at how big the file could be, because when I ripped the first one, I think it was the interview we did with Lou, it was like 3 gig.
Right.
And I went, no, that's not going to work. And so I started doing some research about, where I should rip that thing at. And it said 250 megabyte might be good. So I rendered it as 720p and then ran it through the Microsoft Video Editor, and behold, that took it down to 250 megabytes. And it's fine. It's just a slide in audio, so it's fine.
Sure.
And I was kind of proud of myself for no particular reason.
Poor YouTube. I would have just uploaded the 3 gig file and went and got a pizza.
Yeah, well, what happened is they quit indexing our stuff.
What?
I did upload the 3 gig file and went and got a pizza and came back, and it was there. And I kept looking to see if it was indexed, and it wasn't. And then the next week, the file was a little big, and they weren't indexing that. And they also weren't, telling subscribers there was a new thing there. So what I did is, that's when I did the research, okay? So what I did is I went back and just deleted those 2 files, the 2 big ones. And then last week I uploaded it 250 meg, and behold, it indexed. And, since I subscribe, I saw it, on my tablet.
I must admit, I've never heard of that being an issue before.
Well, it happened there because I did check, and... and then I was busy and I didn't fix it. Those 2 episodes that I deleted, I haven't recreated them yet. I probably should, but anyhow, I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, most of our listens come from, again, the audio podcast.
Sure, because that's what it is. It's an audio podcast.
90% of our listens come from there. So but I thought that was kind of interesting, eh? That you learn something new every day.
For the longest time, Steve, what I've always wanted to be able to do was to add emails into my, add videos into my emails. And, of course, you couldn't really do that. It didn't really work. Mm-mm. It's not something that you could do. And for the longest time, I've always wanted to do it. And there's been 1.5 million products that kind of fake it. So they'll take your video and turn it into a GIF file, and then they'll embed the GIF into your email. And then when people click the GIF, it'll open YouTube page or whatever video you've got, which, is good. I don't want to put that down. That's actually a very powerful thing to have either a still image that looks like a video and they click on it and it opens an actual video, or an animated GIF and they click on it and goes to an actual video. Very, very powerful stuff. But of course, still not the real thing. Still not actual email, or actual email with a video inside it that people can watch.
Like an embedded video like you'd see on an HTML page.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
it's very sad. But I wanted to do an episode on this because I have found a solution to this, or at least an 80% solution. I'll tell you why it's an 80% solution in a minute. But it's a program that actually allows you to embed real video into your emails. And there's been a couple of programs since then that have come out and said they could do it, and they just didn't really do it, or didn't do it right, or didn't do it as efficiently, or it was missing features. And this one happened to have all the features that I want. No hiding it here. It's called Email Spike, SPIKE, and apparently it's been around for a while. I got my hands on it last year, so it's been a little while. We probably should have done this episode ages ago, but I've had it for a little while, and people still to this day, when I send out emails and they've got a video in there, I get people asking me, how did you do that? How did you get that video in there? Oh my gosh, I got to do that. How do you do that? Blah, blah, blah. And it works really well. It works very well. It's very easy to do. All you have to do is upload your video somewhere and take that video link and you put it into the Email Spike app, and it's going to do a couple of things for you. One, it's going to pull that video in and it's going to give you an embed code. But what it's also going to do is it's going to still create that animated GIF file of your video. And that way what you have is you've got a video and you've got an animated GIF as kind of a backup. Okay? And so what you then do is inside of your emailing software, in my case I'm using like Aweber, you hit the little code button and you paste the code in there, just like you would if you were pasting a certain type of image or an animated GIF normally, different things like that you would embed that on. And boom, all of a sudden you've got a video on your email itself that you can then send out and people will be able to see that email. Now to me, this was kind of like, and I hate to overuse the phrase, but this was that holy grail of video and email that I've been dying for ages. And I'll tell you, it makes a huge difference in a few different ways. One, I put a little link to Email Spike in there, and people buy it all the time because they see the video and it says, video and email by Video Spike, and they click on it and then they buy it, and I get my little commission off that, which is nice. Although that kind of slowed down after a while. It was big at first, and then, as people got used to me doing that, it slowed down. But the other thing is it really does help with sales because it takes away that extra step. So if you see an email and it comes through and it says, hey, this is the latest, greatest Vegematic slicer dicer, you're going to get some people that are going to click over to the page to see what it's all about, right? And maybe they'll watch the video on that page, but they got to click first. You got to convince them to click over. Well, now you're removing that barrier because you've got that video right there. They can actually watch it without ever leaving their email and then be excited when they click. Mm-hmm. And that's going to allow them to make a nice purchase. Mm-hmm. And so that's a really, really good thing inside those emails. And it works very well. We've seen, we've done a lot of testing with that, and we've seen where sales go up, or questions that I get about the product go way up because they see that email first. And, it's a very, very useful feature, but there are some downsides to this. And I'm going to tell you all about that because I want everybody to understand the problem is not with Email Spike. It's not with video and email. It's with some of the email readers. A lot of the email reading programs do not display video in emails.
Hence the GIF.
Hence the animated GIF as a backup. Yes. Yeah. And the really sad news is one of the email programs that does not display videos in emails is, anyone guesses, Steve?
Google.
That is correct. Gmail. So if you're reading your emails through Gmail, you're not going to get that video. Now, if you're reading it through, an Exchange server or Apple Mail or, one of those types, you will get the video in email. And it seems like a good a very good number of people do get the actual video in the email, but there is a high percentage of people that are only going to get that animated GIF, which is still a big benefit. There's a lot of programs that charge a lot of money just to generate that animated GIF that you put in your email. So the fact that, you're getting this at a decent price and you're getting video in email or the animated GIF if the videos won't play, it's like having two products in one, and it works very, very well. It excites me. I don't know if it excites everybody else, but the fact that you can do this now, really, it makes a big difference. It really gets me going when it comes to email, because I love the fact that you can embed the videos in there. And I do it all the time. I do it with the escape rooms. I do it with my emails that I send out to customers, info products, things like that. If they've got a video and I've got the extra 2 minutes, sometimes, I got to get an email done and I just don't have the time to grab a video, upload it to a server, put it in there, because it is a little bit of work. You got to have a video, first of all, obviously. But then you've got to take that video and you've got to upload it somewhere that you can grab the link to it. Then you got to go into Email Spike. You got to put the email in there. You got to choose your starting frame. You got to have it make the animated GIF. You got to get the code. You got to go into the email, paste the code in just so you can mail it out, which, when you spell it out like that, that sounds like a lot of work. It's not a ton of work if you have the video, but obviously you've got to create the video. So there's going to be times where you're just not going to have the video to be able to embed in there. But when you do, it makes a big difference and can really help you out. And I pull videos from YouTube to do this. So if I'm doing a product and they've already got a video, I'll go to YouTube, I'll grab that video, download it, and then I will re-upload it to my servers, because I use a Wasabi server to upload those videos to, grab the link, and then paste it in and do that. But again, it does take a few extra steps. So if you're in a hurry and you just need to get an email out, you probably want to just get to it. But when you got that few minutes, you got the video, it can really make a big difference in your marketing by having all of that available to you and being able to embed that in there. So that's why we love to do that, because of the big difference. And like I said, we get a lot of people that will contact us and say, hey, how did you get that video in the email? So it is as important in just using it as it is the actual use of it, if that makes any sense.
Right.
And, it really does. Makes a difference. So what kind of videos do you want to embed in there? Well, I'll tell you the kinds of videos that we embed inside the emails. If it's a product, a lot of times it will be the sales video for that product. So I'll literally grab the sales video off of their front page and put that in there, because that's going to prime people up to get them in there. It could be the official demo video. So for instance, if it's a software and on the page they may have that sales video, but they may also have a demonstration video. So I'll grab that one and do the same thing. And a lot of times we'll change it up for, multiple emails. So the first email might have the sales video in there. The second email might be more about how it works. So I'll put the demo video in there. The third one might be more of a review. And then I'll record a video of me using the product, showing how it works, and then put that in there for the next email, so that you get this progression of emails that have different videos in them for different purposes. My review videos, I always like to embed those into the emails when I have them as well. And some other types of videos that you might want to use that could be, maybe some sort of a review video that is from a client. So for instance, let's say in the case of the escape rooms, I might get somebody that leaves a review, and then I can take that review and I can put that on there to kind of show people what's going on and how people like what we do. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use video inside of emails if you have the technology to do that. And by the way, if you want to check it out further, you can go to raythevideoguy.com/email spike, and that's going to give you more information about the product. It's going to give you some videos. It's going to give you some bonuses that we have and everything else, because we've been offering this out for, like I said, for about a year now. Because I kind of stumbled across this one, Steve. It's kind of a funny little story. I had this same company, I had a social media program from them, but it wasn't really working for what I do. And I was like, you know what, guys, it had come up after a year and it renewed for like, $200 or something. And I'm like, crap, I don't even use this thing. Oh no, it's renewed. So I contacted them and I said, hey, I haven't used this software. Really, I was having a lot of issues with it. I wrote to support a couple times and I just kind of gave up on using it. So, but I just got charged for it again. Can I get a refund? And she says, well, do you want a refund or do you want to just get a couple of programs to make up for that money. I was like, you know what? I'll do a couple of programs, and this just happened to be one of them, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, just amazing program. I had no idea that, when I saw what it did, I was like, it's going to be one of those that makes a GIF for the email. And then when I used it, I'm like, wait, this actually puts video in an email. Absolutely incredible. So it's a very, very good program. And just to throw this out there, it also puts it also has inside of it something called Timer Spike, and that allows you to put actual moving timers in your email too. It has nothing to do with the video part of it, but it's another email tool that you have. So, for instance, if you got a sale that ends at midnight, at the top of that email, you can have that countdown go until midnight. And that way people will know, oh my gosh, I've only got 7 minutes left before the price is going up. So it gives you that inside there as well. And, like I said, it's a program that I use all the time. It's one of the few programs, there's a few of them out there. We see a lot of programs. We test a lot of programs. We review a lot of programs. And many of them, I might use once in a while here and there, or, maybe it's really not a program for me, even though it's a great program. It's just not something that I'm going to use in my business. But this is one of those ones that I use multiple times every single week. It's right up there with programs like Thumbnail Blaster or Photoshop or Final Cut Pro, programs like that I use all the time, Aweber. Because it does a great job. It does a fantastic job, and it really does change the dynamic of your emails. And like I said, it's the only one out there that really does it. In fact, I have never gotten another email from another person that I've seen have a video in the email.
No kidding. I'll be darned.
I've never seen it happen yet. Maybe it's because I use Gmail a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
But either way, I don't see it very often, and this really does make a big difference to my marketing with email anyway. So
yeah. Well, cool.
Yes.
Cool beans.
Yeah, it's very
That's
cool.
A neat deal. Great application for video.
It sure is. I really enjoy it, and it makes me want to make more videos.
Yeah.
Just because I know I can put them in the emails. Because if you think about it, when we do reviews for a product, like let's say there are some products that we have a lot of leeway time to put together. So we'll get, this is coming out in 3 weeks, and here's a copy of it, test it out, and let us know about it. There's a lot of time to set up a campaign for it, to make some training videos and some review videos and create a website and put them on there. But there's also a lot of products that, hey, I got this product coming out tomorrow. It's really cool. Well, I can't take 2-3 days to do the reviews and make pages and everything else. But if it's a good product, I can do a review video and throw it in there and put that video in the email right away, or use their video if it really shows how something works, and put that into an email to give that campaign, even though it's last minute, even though I don't have the time to really go through and build all the different stuff for it, it allows me to get an email out there to people, right up front.
Right.
And so it actually ends up saving a lot of time and energy for, normally for a product like that, I might be able to just go, hey, I got this product last minute. It's really cool. Check it out, which, still does happen. In fact, I'm doing a campaign right now where I just didn't have the email to embed. So I had to just put together a campaign. But when I can, I certainly will do that. And it makes a big, big difference in the marketing, at least as far as I'm concerned. So.
Well, and this obviously is a good product if you're an affiliate marketer and you have an email list and you utilize that list on a regular basis. Why wouldn't you have this? But one of the things I was just wondering if you've got plumbers or dentists, and there are plumbers and dentists out there that are always doing how-to videos.
Sure.
Dentists showing how they do an implant, or plumbers showing how they replace a pipe. I don't know, but they got the YouTube channel and everything. Well, this would be a great way to drive and an email list. This would be a great way to drive traffic to that YouTube channel, I would think.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and that's what we do quite often with the Escape Room. I'll put out emails. I don't put out emails every day to the Escape Room audience. They're just not going to put up with that. You got to be a little more lenient, a little lighter handed with the emails and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I will put videos into the emails that I send out to those guys quite often too. It doesn't always make sense to do it with that crowd because, I might be talking about something that really doesn't have a video for it. But when it does, I gladly put a video out there. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it does make a difference.
So it's got a retail app,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So if you're a plumber and you're reaching out to your audience and, hey, these are the 5 things that we've discovered are causing X problems. Because believe it or not, one thing I've learned with plumbers lately is there's a lot of things they don't want to do.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Which I never really thought about because you think if it's a simple thing, you got a drain stopped up and it requires just some Drano and could be fixed in 2 minutes. I always would have thought, oh, they probably love that. They get paid to go out there and do something for 2 seconds. But the reality is they really don't make any money by doing that. So they don't want to go out and do that. They're too busy doing bigger jobs. So when they're giving away secrets and stuff, a lot of times it's because they don't want to go out and do that particular job. They don't want to fix a simple stop drain because it's a 2-minute job and they get paid $50 for going out there and probably cost them $20 in gas.
Well, They have a minimum charge, so it's probably
some of them do. Some of them do, no doubt.
It's probably going to be at least $150, but then people are pissed off because you charged them $150 to clear your drain.
Exactly. So to them, because I've got a friend who's a plumber, and her and her husband are plumbers, and she, she's just straight up. She's like, oh, I refer people to other plumbers because we just don't want to do those jobs because we don't make any money on them. It just doesn't make sense. People need help, but we don't want to do it. So teaching people how to do it, putting in an email, absolutely. Why not? If it's going to help you, to keep the people from calling you for the simple jobs that don't make you money so that when they do have a big job, they'll know exactly who to call and get out to you because, you're reaching out to them and you're showing these stuff and you're putting that video right in the email. It can make a big, big difference for them. So.
Absolutely.
Love it. And a little secret, you can also, you could take that video embedded in there, and when you've got your animated GIF, you could have them click over to your YouTube channel, and I think you kind of mentioned that, so that you're sending people directly to YouTube as well. So if you're a marketer, let's say you're a YouTube person and you want to email out to your subscribers, this is a great way to do it. Put that video in there, and you're not going to get a YouTube view in the email because you're going to be hosting it yourself, but when they click over, it's going to take them right to YouTube. If they get the animated GIF, they can click over to the YouTube, and that's going to help you get people over there and hopefully get you some more views and more likes and more shares and things like that. So a lot of cool little applications you can get out of that.
Sure is.
Indeed.
All right. Well, another fine program in the books, Ray.
Absolutely. And Steve, if you wanted to make a good video and you only had your iPhone, how might you get good sound and good stability and good lighting when you're doing those?
I heard there's all kinds of things that Movo has to do.
Oh, that's right, Movo. There goes the phone ringing again. Hey, he got it this time. All right, he's here now. So, yes, let's try that again. So if you want to be able to make great videos using your smartphone or even better videos with your DSLRs or your camcorders, you cannot go wrong by heading on over to Movo and checking out all the great lights and microphones and stands that you can use to sound more professional and to look more professional when you shoot your videos. And you can do it by heading on over to raislinks.com/Movo. Let them know that I sent you, and they'll say, who's that?
Who's that? Who dat?
And speaking of who's that, if you don't know, let's play the song, and that'll tell them exactly who dat.
There you go.
All right. We'll see you guys.
He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy.